Beloved, do not be surprised. Who likes surprises? Well, a surprise party, he's a jolly good fellow and all that. That would be a nice surprise. Or an IRS error in my favor. Although, if that were to happen, I might hurt myself when I fainted. For the most part, however, we try to arrange our lives so that there are no surprises. Very few, anyway. We buy life insurance, health insurance, car insurance. Those are the big surprises. What else? We've got satellites in space to see the daily weather, and the Farmer's Almanac for the big patterns. Prosthetics, pacemakers, and pills. Preventive care. Even those pills that come in the circle, the ones that the Pope hates. And so we arrange our lives from start to finish, from top to bottom. Beloved, do not be surprised, no problem. Do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. If Peter were a space satellite, he'd be saying, do not be surprised at the rainstorm when it comes to see if you have a house, as though rain were a strange thing in life. The fiery trial sounds scary. As for me, so that I'm not surprised, I've been reimagining Jesus in my mind's eye. I see a sandal-clad foot. Not terribly attractive. Just a foot wearing an old sandal in the motion of walking. Is his foot hairy? Sure, it's a hairy foot attached to a hairy ankle, like someone who was from the Eastern Mediterranean would be. A rather hairy, 30-year-old foot, travel-weary, upon a dirt path from somewhere to somewhere else. This next part is hard to imagine because we've had so much water lately. Can you imagine? When this foot finally makes landfall, a puff of dust emerges. That's right, dust. It's a dusty road. So now Jesus has a hairy foot that kicks up dust with every step. You see what I'm doing? I'm bringing the Son of God to earth so that I'm not surprised. He's on earth with me. My foot will squish in the mud, kicking up air bubbles, but it's no different. The Son of God and me on the earth together, putting one foot in front of the other, being hunted together. Is Satan just a bogeyman to explain irrational fears? A cartoonish, Dark Ages way to explain away unpleasant realities? I had a student once over at the St. Catherine Seminary some time ago, from Africa, I think Sudan or Nigeria. He struggled a bit to handle the academics, but he was valuable to the seminary, valuable to the church, so that he could serve as a pastor to certain immigrant communities in Toronto. One day, there was a ripple in the air of the classroom, so to speak. Something was amiss. He was smiling, as he always did, but there was liquid behind that smile, drawing his spirit downwards. The rest of the class was electric, and their conversation was a conversation to hide another conversation, speaking in code, like parents do in front of young children. Finally, someone from the administration beckoned to me from the door, and I went over, said, "Just so you know, your African student just learned that 2 of his brothers were killed." I said, "Killed? Like in an accident?" "No, they were pulled from a bus with a group of fellow travelers lined up and shot. They were murdered." I looked over at the student. What in the heck was he doing in class? I actually asked him, "Why don't you go mourn your brothers?" He replied something like, "They were where they were supposed to be, and I am where I am supposed to be. It's awfully stoic and noble and strong. But two of his brothers were murdered because they were Christian, not because of anything subversive they had done in a revolution, but because they put their faith in Jesus. The Muslims hunted them down and murdered them mercilessly. He had lived it, so he wasn't surprised to hear that the fiery trial had come upon them to test them. But that's in Africa, right? Pastor, a certain fellow said to me, I was paralyzed at that meeting last night. I swear to you, I saw Satan attacking you. He didn't say a demon or evil. He said Satan. He built custom motorcycles for a living. This man who named what he saw, which interested me. He kept attacking, and I couldn't do anything to help you. I'm sorry. That was 7 years ago here in Western New York. Did he really see Satan? Or was he covering over his cowardice as an enraged drunk essentially took away his pastor's ability to make a living? He was surprised. I wasn't. It still hurt. After 7 years, just now revisiting this warning from Peter. Hey, and about Peter, remember this? This is he of get behind me Satan fame, who had the things of man on his mind. And he didn't understand that in the dust of our footsteps, a battle is being fought, a battle of powers and authorities unseen. After 7 years, it finally occurred to me to ask, who was Satan attacking that night? Me or the guy who found himself powerless to help? Don't be surprised. Is Jesus real? Is the devil real? Is your baptism real? Or is it just a ritual of Western civilization that we do just to make ourselves feel better? Or is this resurrection life the real thing? Is this resurrection life the real thing? Humble yourselves, therefore, and take a look at your feet when you walk. It's too much to say that a cloud of dust flies up when you're walking. It's just a little puff. That's all you're going to be when it's all said and done. A little puff of dust rising from where you once were. Then the wind blows and no more? No more? If Christ is in you, and he promises that he is in you, that he's one with you in baptism, if Christ is in you, then the little puff of dust, those little bubbles from the mud, are a great flashing of thunder and lightning in the realm of powers and authorities. He's hunting for you, that great evil adversary who seeks to devour your soul with your body. But he has no power over you because he didn't suffer on the cross to claim you as his own. Jesus of Nazareth did that, treading the same dusty trail you tread, struggling through the same mud. Jesus of Nazareth is the Son of God, and to him be the dominion, the power, and the glory forever. When it's all said and done, God, in whose name you are baptized, will himself restore you. Eternal glory is yours already, and you will realize it when he confirms you. Suffering weakens you, makes you pant for breath, makes you thirsty. After a little while, he will strengthen you. You may even be shot for the faith. Who knows? Isn't it a small thing for God after you're shot to establish you? Therefore, let those who suffer according to God's will entrust their souls to a faithful Creator while doing good.